Everybody, welcome to the drive-thru. I'm your host, Tony T. As we broadcast live here on Pig Dogs and Sports Chat Place YouTube channel and throughout social media. We'll get you out here well before the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games, and that's what we do here on the drive-thru Monday through Friday here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time is delivered live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. And to deliver those winners are professional handicappers over at Pig Dogs and at Sports Chat Place. Let's take a peek here at who will be on the show with us here for today. All right, with us is Brian Bitler, Brad Francis, we got Jay, we got Ninos, Jovan, and Rod will be signing in just a little bit later. And here's how the lineup for this evening. We've got Ninos, Briggs, Francis, Burts, Bitler, Zawacky, and then I will close this one out. We had two baseball games in already, but Philadelphia will be playing the doubleheader with the Nationals. So 14 games here on the Major League Baseball card with 5 from college football. So let's get this show underway. Let's go to welcome in Ninos. You'll find him over at Pig Dogs Premium. Let's see if we can bring it in right now. There he is right now. Al, what's happening?
Going good. How are you, Tony?
Doing great. All right, here we go. 8 Eastern time. We have the Brewers here to host the Marlins. The Brewers are laying minus 190. Look at this total here. Total's now at 6.
Yeah, very, very low total here, but you can almost start to justify it, I think, here with two great starters. At least they were definitely two of the better starters at the start of the season. Now getting hit a little bit more later on in the season, but still two very solid pitchers nonetheless. And going up against these lineups here, I think Jovan Burts should find a lot of success against the Marlins, and who are obviously one of the weaker offenses in the league. And on the other side, while the Brewers do have some big bats, they haven't been playing their best baseball lately. And Sandy Alcantara, who's getting the start here for the Marlins, is one of the few starters that goes more than 6 innings these days. So I think if we get a good start out of him, and I think they will try to ride him out as long as they can, avoid their bullpen as much as possible here. And if he goes deep enough, I think he can definitely keep this number under this total. So it's a very low total here, which is probably the only reason it wasn't a premium play, because it's still this total of 6 is kind of scary to go against when you're going under. But I still like this to be a low-scoring game. We saw it hit 6. It took a grand slam out of the Marlins yesterday. I don't see a grand slam tonight, so I'll take my chances and go under this total.
All right, Ninos is going to go under the total here with the Brewers and Marlins here. Under total here of 6 runs. Yeah, it is a really low total, razor thin here. But again, you got Alcantara, you've got a whip of .99, you've got Burns here, a whip of 1. So these are pitchers that don't give up a lot of base runners, and that's where you get those cluster runs when you have those 2-run home runs or those doubles with the bases loaded. So you're just looking for not a lot of damage here.
Yeah, again, if you want to completely leave this one, the bullpens out of this one, you could go under 3 in the first 5. But again, I think that's just less room for error there in case a home run does come along the way. So I think there'll be not many home runs in this game, but it could happen early on. Who knows? So I'll take the full game instead of the total.
All right, Marlins Brewers under a total of 6. This one to have a start time here of 8 Eastern time already. Let's take a look over at Pig Dogs Premium Board tonight here. As we said, 14 games here on the Major League Baseball card, as well as those 5 here from college football. What do you have going on over at Pig Dogs Premium?
I couldn't quite complete a 3-pack in college football, so I had my 2 best college football plays with my best baseball bet, and I do have a 3-pack in the MLB as well. So if you're just looking for a daily package, grab the one that's right for you, I guess, or grab a long-term 2-1 capper special to get all the plays that way.
That's right, guys. Again, more with Ninos over at Pig Dogs Premium. Does have a 3-pack up there. It takes his two college best bets from college football and MLB, puts it together in a 3-pack. Of course, that is credit guarantee, means it must turn a profit or the amount you purchase credit back into your account. That's what credit guarantee means. Also, these plays are sold individually over on the site as well. And of course, here we are on a Friday, so it's a good time to get that 3-day all sports pass from L. Get all of L's premium plays for 3 days. We've got your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Of course, we got those 2 days of college football here for Friday, Saturday, maybe Sunday too, right? There is a couple of games scheduled for Sunday, so that's also part of the mix as well. NFL here for action on Sunday. Of course, the big baseball cards, big cards here Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Hey, our last weekend of big cards in Major League Baseball, so that 3-day pass is a good value right now. So get on board with Ninos over at Pig Dogs And of course, you could use the promo code WIN15 at checkout. You'll save 15% off. Of course, you could also add a second capper with that 2-for-1 cap promotion. Even greater value there. All right, as always, great having you on the show. Glad you're good and safe there in Tampa. Hope you're doing well. Well, we'll talk with you again next week. But I know you also contribute to the weekend shows.
Yeah, we got lucky here in Clearwater. I hope everybody else in Florida and everyone else on the islands are doing good, staying safe there too. Yeah, we're doing good here. Got lucky, as I said. But thanks again, Tony, and yeah, have it going.
All right, we'll talk to you then. All right, Ninos here on the drive to. Let's continue our coverage, guys. As next up here on the show, let's see who we got up next. We are waiting for Zawacky and for Javon to sign in, but we got Jay Briggs up next. So let's go ahead and bring in Jay. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs for him. Also part of the we catch him on the weekends on the morning show, as well as the halftime shows with Mitch. So let's bring in Jay right now. Jay, what's happening?
What's going on, Tony?
It's going great. All right, here we go. 7 Eastern time. We've seen some line movement here with Houston Cougars here hosting Tulane. They were like 2.5, but now it's moved up to 4 here with a total of 53.5.
Yeah, Tony. This is a weird game kind of we got here going. A lot of people, I don't know. It's a weird angle to look at this game. I'm looking at Houston, and I'm gonna lay the 4 points with them boys tonight. I think a lot of people were selling stock on Houston because they're sitting at 2-2, but I think their 2 losses are actually justified. Losing to Kansas, who is actually probably the most surprising team this year. So looking back, at the time we looked at that loss like it was pretty bad, but looking back on it, it's really not a bad loss. That Kansas team's really taking a step forward, and their other loss coming against a good Texas Tech team this year as well. And they beat UTSA, who was a really good team, a 12-win team from last year, and they beat Rice last week. While Tulane, they lost their first game of the season last week against Southern Miss, 27-24 on the road. And they beat Kansas State, which was probably their biggest win of the season. But other than that, they really haven't played anybody. They played Alcorn and UMass. Now they find themselves on the road here playing a good Houston team, a mad Houston team. I think Houston wins this game outright. I think we're getting a little too much love on this Tulane team. We seen them beat Kansas State, and then Kansas State with that upset this past weekend. And I kind of think that's why this line was how it was at first. But I'm gonna lay the points with this Houston team, man. This is a really solid unit. I like Toon at quarterback. I think he kind of struggled a little bit this season. I think he gets back on track here tonight. I think the defense steps up tonight against Tulane, and I like Houston lay the points and win by at least a touchdown.
All right, yeah, you got Houston here laying the 4 here against Tulane. Yeah, Tulane has some pretty good defensive stats, but you got to kind of go deeper into it. They played a lot of weak opponents, but then you look at the road splits here for Tulane. They're giving up 100 yards more than average on the road, gaining 100 yards less than average offensively on the road. So that's about a 200-yard difference there when you do the math here with this Tulane team. So it does skew the stats a bit this early, like when you're facing those weak competition.
Yeah, exactly, Tony. And you can run up your offensive numbers and your defensive numbers playing Alcorn State and UMass for your first 2 games of the season. So those numbers are kind of inflated. Like I said, they did have a nice win against Kansas State, but then when you turn around and lose to Southern Miss, I just think this is a bad spot for Tulane against a good Houston team. A lot of people are selling stock on this Houston team, man, but I still think they're a really solid team. They were ranked to begin the season for a reason. And I think that they get a win here and cover this line.
They're back home again. They've been on the road quite a bit here, so they're back home in this spot. And we got Houston here laying 4 against Tulane. This one will have a start time of 7 Eastern time. All right, Jay, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs for tonight. Showing a prop here in the NFL here to start this early season. So we do have, 14 games on the board for Major League Baseball. Those 5 here from college football, heading into a big football weekend. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yes, sir, Tony. I got 5 plays up there now. I had 1 go off earlier today, so I still have 5 plays up there for you guys tonight. 2 college football. I have a best bet and a total of the day in college football, and then I still have 3 baseball plays up there. I have my $15 MLB best bet. I also have a 3-pack with my best bet and a run line moneymaker and a money line moneymaker. Man, I really love this baseball tonight. I've been kind of going light on baseball, man, but on this Friday, I kind of found some value tonight. So I'm taking a swing, man. And I think we hit a home run. I think we hit it out the park tonight. So be sure to go hop on that. Or y'all can hop on the 3-day, 7-day, 30-day, man. NFL right around the corner, college football tomorrow. And y'all know I'm a guy that puts out volume plays, man. If I like it, I'm going to put it out. So it's really a great value on your money when you go longer term, more money, more plays, better value. That's the way I see it. Or you can pair me up 2-for-1 capper special with any of the other hot guys. Just go check the leaderboards. We got guys like Javon, who's probably hotter than anybody on earth right now. You can pair me up with Tony if baseball is still your thing, man. I know a lot of people still making a lot of units in baseball, and Tony's one of the best to do that. So no matter which way you turn, man, you can't go wrong, man. Long term is usually a better way to go. So that's what I would advise, man. Do that, and let's keep picking up some units.
Pick up is indeed with Jay Briggs over at Pick Dogs. Some good results here from the NFL. So get on board. Jay does have a Friday Night Lights MLB 3-pack credit guarantee. Must turn a profit or the amount you purchase is credited back into your account. That's what credit guarantee is up there as well. College football best bet up there on the board for Jay. Total as well. And he does have his $15 premium up there. That's on the baseball side. Now, all these individual plays are credit guarantee, which means they must turn a profit or the amount you purchase is credited back into your account. That's what credit guarantee is. And of course, you could use those credit toward any other capper as well. So get on board there. But again, the long-term passes will serve you well. Jay has a 3, 7, or 30-day all sports pass. If you want to try them out, this is a good time to try the cappers out on the weekend pass because there's a lot of inventory with the football the weekend. So you get the 3-day pass. We get you all of Jay's plays here from Major League Baseball. Big cards here Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 15 game cards here. Actually a 16 one today, but a 15 game up there the remainder of the weekend. Also your college football. There is action here Friday, Saturday, and if he's in action with the Sunday game, well, that will be up to Jay because there's 2 games. One is an FCS FBS game up there for Sunday. Also the NFL full coverage here for you here on the Sunday big card. So that 3-day pass is really good to try out Jay for the weekend. Go for it. And then on Monday, could reassess everything, get longer term if you'd like, because he has up to a 1 month pass. We'll get you all big coverage here for 1 month, right? We got all these sports overlapping. The NBA's coming in, so we have NBA preseason already today. Yeah, so we know it's along the way. We have also as well as a baseball playoffs with that 1 month pass. So you make the call and use the promo code WIN15 at checkout, and you'll save 15% off. Of course, on these longer term passes, they're not credit guaranteed because they're sold at such a discount. And you could also add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Jay, it's always great having you show. Have a great evening. We'll talk with you next week. But I know you contribute a lot to the Pick Dogs channel. You do the morning shows on the weekend. And you're also part of the halftime crew.
Yes, sir. I'll be on tomorrow morning with the crew, man, talking college football Saturday. Should be a great show. And then I'll be on there Sunday as well as we go through the NFL slate. Me, Mitch, and Big Al already went through the NFL slate for you guys. Go to the Pick Dogs channel and go find that video. We went through the whole Week 4 slate. Really a lot of great information in there, man. Y'all know how Big Al comes at his angles, and y'all know Mitch has a ton of information. Y'all know how I be coming, man. So those videos, man, are just fire. I love doing those with those 2 guys, man. A lot of info. Check those out, man. I'll see y'all at halftime on Sunday as well. See y'all tomorrow in the morning. Let's make some units. Let's have a good night tonight. And I'll see y'all on Monday on the drive-thru. See you on Monday, Jay. Jay Briggs here on the drive-thru. Let's continue our coverage, guys. If you missed any of our picks, we'll do a recap at the end of the show, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Javon will help us out with the recap. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Up next, we have Brad Francis, you'll find over at Pick Dogs. Does great work up there. Also part of the MMA show, UFC show with Mills. You can catch those on Saturday, so let's go ahead and bring him in right now. Brad Francis, I think we're ready to roll here with Brad. Wait a minute, maybe went too far here. 1 second. There is a UFC weekend. I know Bellator is in action as well. And we know Mills was over there in covering it as well. Brad, what's happening?
What is up, Tony? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you as well. All right, here we go. Tonight, 8 Eastern time. The Mountain West has Boise State here hosting San Diego State. Boise State laying 6.5, total 38.
Yeah, give me San Diego State plus the points in this one. This should be a low-scoring game due to the total being set at 38 points. Neither of these teams have blew it out of the water when it comes to offense this season. When you get a total this low and a team getting this many points, it's always smart to take the team getting points, in my opinion. It's kind of a betting strategy that I've been using. And Boise State, they haven't looked great this year. I mean, both their wins were against bad teams. They haven't covered a spread once this season. Last week, Boise State, they lost to UTEP, and they came into that game as 16.5-point favorites. Meanwhile, San Diego State won last week's game against Toledo, and they were actually 2.5-point dogs. So the Aztecs are rolling into this one with some momentum. And on the other side, Boise State just kind of looks like a train wreck of a team that is always super solid. But this year, man, they've just been off. So, yeah, man, I'm loving the Aztecs in this one. They actually played last year, and the Aztecs beat Boise State. And San Diego State was underdog in that game. So, look, I expect a low-scoring game. I expect a close game. I could see San Diego State winning this game outright. So give me the Aztecs plus the 6.5 here.
All right, we got Brad here on the Aztecs plus 6.5 against Boise State. I had one of the TVs on that Boise State Toledo game. I'm sorry, the San Diego State Toledo game. That was sleep inducing. That game, I think I did it with 10-7. It was a brutal game. Yeah, with Boise State, it's interesting because Bachmeyer gets benched after that horrible showing against UTEP. Then they go with this running style quarterback now. And Talon Green, you kind of look up his numbers, and he did show some ability, even though they came on the short end of it, 34-17. He rushed for with the rushing yards and the 2 touchdowns on the ground and the completion rate. Obviously, not going to throw it deep, but it's something we haven't seen with Boise State. Is they're kind of going to this dual threat type of run quarterback. Usually, they have those pocket type of guys.
Yeah, it's definitely a different look for Boise State, and I think with them changing up with this style, it's going to take some time for them to figure them out. That's definitely not their identity. It hasn't been their identity over the last, decade or so. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like this style of offense is going to take some time for them to figure out.
All right, Brad here, San Diego State plus 6.5 against Boise. This one will have a start time here of 8 Eastern time. All right, Brad, let's take a look over at Pick Dog Premium for tonight. As we have a good card here tonight, 14 games from Major League Baseball, 5 from college football. Heading to a big football weekend. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, I got a 3-pack up there. My 2 favorite college football games and my favorite MLB play. And then also have my 5-star play tonight, which is my favorite play out of all sports. That is $15 on the site. That's, like I said, my best play of the night. So go check that one out there. And, of course, 3-day, 7-day, 30 pass is not a bad option. 2-for-1 capper deal. Can't go wrong with that either. So, yeah, it's a big weekend coming up. Got a lot of things on my radar already. So good time to couple long-term pass here.
That's right, guys. I get with Brad Francis over at Pig Dogs Premium. He does have his $15 guaranteed play is up there right now from college football. Get on board with it. Must turn a profit or the amount you purchase is credited back into your account. That's what credit guarantee is. So get on board there. Also, a Fired Up Friday 3-pack on the board as well. A full slate of Major League Baseball and a college football there on his 3-pack. A lot of these plays can be purchased individually. But again, you can go longer term here with Brad. He has that weekend pass, 3-day pass. Is a great time this weekend to do it with college football, NFL, and baseball in play here with that 3-pass. Or if you like to go longer term, you can do the 1-month all sports pass. Get all of Brad's plays for a month over at Pick Dogs Premium. Whatever you choose, use the promo code WIN15 at checkout, and you'll save 15% off on these longer term passes. You can add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Brad, as always, great having you show. And I know you also participate in the UFC show here with Mills.
Yeah, we got a UFC card tomorrow, so me and Mills will be on after the live show. Not the greatest UFC card, but when there's a card, there's opportunities to make money, and that's what we're all about. So check us out after the morning show.
After the morning show, Brad and Mills with that UFC show. Make sure you guys set notifications and subscribe so when Brad and Mills are on, you can be there with them live and get those best numbers with those picks they give out on the show. All right, Brad, have a great weekend. We'll talk with you next week.
All right, thank you, Tony. Have a good weekend.
You got it. Brad Francis here on the drive through. Let's continue on. Guys, you missed the picks. We'll do a recap at the end of the show as we see a lot more people sign in. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the drive through. Up next is Jovan Burts. Man, he has been on fire over at Pick Dogs. If you check out his numbers, it's been very impressive. So let's go ahead and bring in Jovan right now. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Also contributes to the YouTube channel with a video series with his parlay of the day. So let's bring in Jovan Burts in right now. Here we go, Jovan. Jovan, what's happening?
Hey, what's going on, Tony? How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Doing awesome. Looking forward to the big weekend tonight. Not as awesome as you're doing, man. Look at this. Look at this. Look at what this looks like, man. That's do47 doing good right there. 2,447 units the last 3 days. We usually hold that for the end of the show, but, man, it's worth mentioning because John has been on absolute fire. Football starts and boom, out of the gates on fire. Here we go with college football tonight, 10:30 Eastern time. We have the UCLA Bruins here hosting Washington. Washington 2.5 now on the road. Those threes are gone. The total 65.
Yeah, and I'm on UCLA first half alternate line -1.5. That's gonna pay you 140 on the dollar. And I think it's worth it. You got Washington coming in here 4-0, looking like world beater, smashing everybody in sight at home. But the way I see it, their best win was against Michigan State, and Michigan State's not looking like a good team right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's their first road game, and I think they come out sluggish. I think UCLA jumps out in front. I think they hold a lead going into halftime, and you get the cash like that. Most likely the 1.5 is basically like playing the money line as far as I'm concerned. With all on the UCLA side, they haven't played anybody neither. But looking at Chip Kelly at home, he's going to bring some offensive wrinkles into the game. They won 7 straight games. Let's not forget that. It's come since last year, since November 13th of last year. So, I'm rolling with the home dog. Flipping this line just a little bit in the first half, and looking to get paid early.
All right, we got Javon here. Take UCLA alternate line first half -1.5 plus 140. That's right. You make a good point here. This is the first true road game here for Washington. 4 home games. Not the strongest competition. They did take care of Michigan State, who was down their lead wide receiver, by the way, in that game. And of course, the Huskies. Of course, one thing to note here with UCLA, you do have experience at quarterback, right? Dorian Thompson coming back here, senior year, not to the pros. Again, this is going to be a TV game, so you know what he's thinking about. He's thinking about the money that can be made in the NFL. This may be an important game for him to get some momentum, to get some traction here. And then, of course, you always remember Penix. For Washington, had those 2 knee surgeries over at Indiana. And even mentioned more because I remember recalling him not the same player on the road when he was back in his Big Ten days.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I recollect too. But the fact of the matter is, they basically unleashed this guy, and he's looking like a world beater. But I just, the road environment, it's just different from playing in the confines at home. And you got Dorian Thompson Robinson playing well. He's a veteran. He'll play within himself, and I'm just expecting one of those games where if Washington's going to win this game, it's going to be in the second half, and they make the necessary adjustments to overcome whatever UCLA brings into this one. And so I'm just going on the home dog first half, playing up under the Friday night lights. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I'm looking at it.
All right, Javon here, UCLA alternate line first half, so lay the 1.5 plus 140. This one to have a start time 10:30 Eastern time at ESPN. All right, Javon, let's take over at Pick Dogs tonight, where you've been putting out some impressive numbers here. 2,447 units of profit. The last 30 days all showing great profit for this year. A great profit last 7 days. Last good profit yesterday. Look at the board in the NFL, over 1,200 units of profit in NFL, showing 821 units in college football. Monster performance here from Javon. Also, with NBA preseason starting today, it's worth noting he's also had a great NBA season last year, 1,200 units of profit. So Javon is absolutely here on fire. All right, here we go. 5-game card from college football, 14 from Major League Baseball. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, it's Friday, so you know what that means. Time to take flight on these books with my Take Flight Friday college football fire starter. Just one play for the people tonight. No 3-pack, none of that. Just a standalone play, gearing up for a big college football Saturday. So, just the calm before the storm. Hit you off with a winner today, and then we move on to Saturday. Was going to be more winners than Sunday. NFL, even more winners. That's how I've been operating the last 2 seasons, since I've been with Pick Dogs. And the proof is in the pudding, man. The numbers don't lie, man. There's a reason why Tony T put up those stats early. But yeah, check out my 3-day, 7-day, 30-day, yearly, the whole 9. To me, this is the best time of the year. Major League Baseball is winding down, is going into the postseason, but we got NBA right around the corner for the people who love NHL. It's NHL preseason already in gear. They're starting soon, so hey, check it out. You know what I'm saying? Match me on one of the other handicappers for the 2-for-1 cap emotional. There's a lot of hard cappers at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. Let's get it.
Let's get indeed with Jovan Burts over at Pick Dog Trims. Look at the numbers here. 2,447 units of profit last day, showing great profit in NFL, college football. So get on board with his Take Flight Friday fire starter here as one college football play of the day. So get on board with that right now. Credit guarantee. Again, must win or the amount is credited back into your account. That's what credit guarantee means. Longer term passes. Well, the way Javon's running, there's only a couple ways to go. Either his year pass or that 1 month all sports pass, or the Pigskin Gold Pass. Make it 3. He does combine his NFL and college football into a season pass. You can roll that way, but if you want to get more action, the baseball playoffs, the NBA coming up, you can get on board here with Javon's yearly all sports pass. Get all of his premium plays for the year. We're talking all his college football, all his NFL. We're in the NBA in 2 months, about a month and a half away from college basketball. And then we rotate the sports back to baseball again. So guys, that's an option for you up there. If you want to try them out for the 1 month, you can do that. That 1 month pass will get you right to the first few games of the World Series, start of the NBA, and all the football there for the 1 month. So guys, go to his handicapper page and pick out the pass that suits you. And by the way, the promo code WIN15 at checkout will save you 15% off. And that's a great value when you go with the longer term pass. If you go with that 1 year all sports pass, it's a significant savings there off that. I believe it's like $195. Actually, it's actually $210 off when you use the WIN15 on that 1 year all sports pass. So significant savings here on the long term pass. If you just get the football, NFL, college football season pass using that promo code, you'll save $120. So you can see the savings are substantial here when you get those longer term passes. The way Javon's running, just get it. Just go up there, get signed up, and get on board. All right, Javon, as always, great having you show. I know you contribute a lot to the channel. We'll talk to you a little bit later in the recap, but I know you have your parlay of the day, and you also contribute to the weekend shows.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm gonna be putting together another parlay for college football as soon as the show ends. And then Saturday and Sunday on the morning show, giving out free picks, and then of course on the drive-through every Monday and Friday, giving out more free picks. So you can't really go wrong, man. You're dealing with me. Bought my picks over the last month, 45 days or 60 days. Yeah, you've been getting right. We've all been making money, and that's what it's all about. And I don't plan on stopping. So let's get it for the rest of the season.
Yeah, for the rest of the season, guys, get up over with Javon. Of course, subscribe, set notifications, so when Javon drops the parlay, you'll get it right away, as well as tune in the weekend show here at 10 a.m. Eastern time, as he's a contributor to that as well. All right, Javon, keep up the great work. We'll talk to you in a little bit.
Absolutely, I'll be here.
You got Jovan Burts here on the drive-through. All right, guys, we're getting a lot of people signing in here. So if you missed any of our picks, we will do a complete recap here at the end of the show. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the drive-through. Let's welcome in Brian Bitler. You'll find him over at Pick Dog Stream, doing some fantastic works up there. You see he's been on absolute fire. So let's bring in Brian right now. I think we're ready to roll here with Brian Bitler. Brian, what's happening?
Not much. Hoping to stay on fire here and soar right through the weekend into next week. I know Fridays are sometimes rough for me, but I have a good feeling about tonight. Hopefully that feeling's right. All
right, let's go. We got the game of the night from Major League Baseball tonight. Everyone's talking about this one here, 7:20 Eastern time. Braves here to host the Mets. We got the Mets here, minus 130, total 6.5.
Yeah, I'm not too crazy of the way the lines move throughout the day, but I think I'm going to stick to my guns here and ride with the Atlanta Braves on the money line. I think it's a must-have game for Atlanta here. Behind the Mets with Jacob deGrom on the mound, hasn't been as lights out as he typically is in his past. Over a combined 9 innings, he's allowed 10 hits and 8 earned runs. You got Max Fried. This is really a showcase game for him, a chance to outduel one of the best pitchers in baseball, on his home field. Fried hasn't gone deep, but he's been solid in the innings that he's pitched lately. Braves are 20-6, last 26 game one of a series. They've 39-12 last 51 home games, and off of an off day, 20-7. So for me, I take a little bit of plus money here, ride the Atlanta Braves on the money line. And seasons past, the Braves are the team that steps up. Usually the Mets are chokers down the stretch, so I think the Braves get it done tonight.
All right, Brian here on the Braves here, plus 110 here against the Mets. Yeah, the Mets have given up a lot of ground. They got the Braves here Right behind them, a game up here are the Mets. This is a huge. We know it's a huge series, and we know how they're jamming packing these playoff games. You really want to try to avoid that wild card round, not to tax your starting pitching so much. I think it's going to really impact the starting pitching. You're going to see a lot of forced starters. It looks like in some important roles in this postseason. And of course, you have Fried is the starter. DeGrom, it's no longer that ERA just over 1, right? It's getting approaching 3 now.
I mean, he's a stud, but yeah, he's shown some chinks in his armor as of late. And if you're the Mets, you don't want that wild card series and have to log more innings on DeGrom, even though he's had a short season since he just came back. But anyway, you don't want to take any chances.
No, you definitely don't want to take any chances. It's an interesting situation there. So we've got Brian here on the Braves plus 110 against the Mets. This one will have a start time here of 7:20 Eastern time. All right, Brian, let's take a look over at Pick Dog Screen for tonight's action. Look at the numbers here: 1,235 units of profit over the last 30 days. Brian has been on absolute fire, showing great profit the last 7 days. Showing profit yesterday, also scoring over. Looking at some of his records here: good start to the NFL season, 730 units of profit. All right, Brian, we've got still 14 games on this Major League Baseball card. Our last weekend of big cards from baseball, but we have 5 on the board from college football. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Well, I'm ready to put the Major League Baseball regular season into the rearview mirror. I've been concentrating on football on the weekend. Tonight, I got my titanium selection, definitely on a nice win streak, and as far as my $15 best bet goes, 32-16, 67% over my last 48 $15 best bets. You can get that over at Pick Dogs. Definitely going into the weekend, 15-7 start in the NFL, and I've won 7 of my last 8 college football plays. So got my Conference USA game of the year tonight. You can get that at pickdogs.com also for just $30. So definitely lots to pick from tonight. I think in my Pound Zone 3-pack, you get those 2 best bets included there for $50, guaranteed to show a profit or a credit return.
That's right, guys. Get on board here with the Brian Bitler over at Pick Dogs. We're going to look at numbers: 1,245 units of profit, off to a great start in the NFL. He's got his titanium wager up there. That $15 premium pick is now featured here on his page. So get on board right now. Credit guarantee: you must turn a profit. The amount is credited back into your account for site credits. That's credit guarantee. Also up there, big Conference USA game of the year up there from Brian. Has a good feel in this game. So get on board with Brian on this. He's been hot in college football. Off a 2-1 Thursday, and 7-1 his last 8 college football selections. So he's on a big play right here from the Conference USA Game of the Year, and as well as a lot of individual plays as well. The Pound Zone is up there with a 3-pack. Brian is already posting his Saturday college football up there. A titanium wager for Saturday. His $15 premium pick is up for Saturday as well as lots of action here from college football Saturday. So get on board right now with Brian, where he's been on absolute fire. As we've talked about, the long-term passes are really good value right now. If you want to try him out, he does have that 3-day All Sports Pass. You get your 3 days of coverage from Brian. Of course, that covers all the football here for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. With the big cards here from college football here on Saturday and Sunday. And of course, if you want to go longer term, he does have the 1-month All Sports Pass, where you'll get all his football for the month, as well as Major League Baseball, as we have the postseason starting next weekend. A week from today, we'll have the wild card round, the 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday wild card weekend from Brian, from the mini-series, best of 3, as well as the NBA, right? We saw the NBA started. The Warriors were in action. They went in cover to start the season. They're on the preseason, so they're in action. The Clippers are in action tonight in about 3 hours. So NBA preseason has begun. Of course, the NBA season is not too far away. So that would be a good 2 weeks of NBA coverage as part of that 1-month All Sports Pass, as well as NHL, because Brian is into NHL as well. NHL is just about a little more than a week away. So a lot's going on right now. And of course, I can tell you this right now, as we're starting to have these sports overlap, it does increase the value of the long-term passes considerably. So get the long-term passes. Use the promo code WIN15 at checkout, and you'll save 15% off. And the long-term passes, you get out a second capper with that, too, from a cap promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Brian, it's always great having you on the show. Keep up that great work, and we'll talk with you again on Monday.
Yep, you guys definitely have a good weekend. It's definitely the great football handicappers at pickdogs.com. Jovan, absolute fire. Ron Romanelli tearing it up, and it's just it's hard to keep pace with these guys. They're winning almost every single game, so I think we're in store for a good weekend. But make sure you have a capper from pickdogs.com for these football plays this weekend.
That's right, football plays indeed. All right, Brian, keep up that great work. We'll talk with you again here on Monday.
Have a good one, Tom.
You got it. Brian Bitler here on the drive through. Let's continue our coverage, guys. Again, if you missed any of our picks, we will do a complete recap here at the end of the show. So stay tuned for that. All right, let's continue on. I have Rod Zawacky's pick. I don't see him on my screen, so I believe he may not be. He's en route to the preseason game between the Flames and the Oilers, and that starts in about 2 hours, but I thought he may not have service. He was going to be in the parking lot and do his segment from the parking lot. Let me just double check to see if we got him on screen. If not, I'll go to my pick, and then we'll see if he'll sign in. Let's see. We'll go to Rod. I don't think he's up. Nope, he's not. Looks like Rod is still trying to get signal as he's en route, as he said, for the Oilers and Calgary Flames preseason game tonight. I went to a preseason game on Wednesday. It was the King Shark game. So it's great to see hockey back, and watching it in person is a lot of fun. All right, let's go to my pick here, and then we'll go to the recap. And if Rod shows up, I have a screen where I can see all the cappers. If he happens to pop in, maybe we can get him in. But I don't see him in right now. As you said, I just checked the board. So we'll go to my pick, and then we'll go to the recap here. But let me just check the screen here. There was something I want to check here. All right, let's go over to my pick right now. So here we go. Let me go to my pick. I'll get the game information up for you, Ryan. We're going to look at this Giants and D-backs game tonight here at 10:15 Eastern time. Giants minus 130. Total sits at 7. I'm going to write this Giants team. They're showing me something here. They got a nice grand slam last night in that win, minus 130 here against the Diamondbacks. I do respect Merrill Kelly on the hill here for the Arizona Diamondbacks. It's got an ERA over 3. Alex Cobb, 26 start, ERA 3.67, WHIP of 1.27. A FIP of 2.92 does suggest that this ERA will come down based on his form. You know, the Giants, they sweep the Rockies at home in that 3-game series. They've won 9 of 10. You look over their past 10 games, they're hitting the baseball 279 against right-handers, and their bullpen ERA of 1.72. I would definitely prefer the Giants bullpen over Arizona. You look at the Diamondbacks, boy, they have not been very good on the road in the division. Arizona here, this is the past 2 seasons, 17-55 on the road against the NL West. Yuck. I'll go ahead and take this hot Giants team here at minus the 130. All right, guys, check out Pick Dog Stream. I have a 3-pack up there. I've got my best bets here from Major League Baseball, as well as my 2 from college football. Of course, I do have my $15 premium play. That's also part of my 3-pack, so you can either buy my $15 premium a standalone, or it is also part of my 3-pack. So you make the call there. I hit my play last night with the Athletics and Angels under. I have a good baseball one up there for you tonight with my best bet from Major League Baseball. Standalone premium play, so get on board with it. Or if you like my college football plays as well, buy it in the 3-pack. Of course, those are sold as credit guarantee. Must turn a profit, or the amount you purchase is credited back in your account for side credits. That's credit guarantee. Also, I have the long-term pass, my 3, 7, and 30-day all sports pass. You get all my premium plays for that time period you select. When you go to my Handicapper page and make that purchase, don't forget the promo code WIN15 at checkout. You'll save 15% off. All right, I don't see Rod, so maybe he's still en route to the Edmonton parking lot for that preseason game tonight. So we'll go right to the recap. Javon will help me out with it, so let's bring it up. Jovan Burts will aid me in this, and we'll get started here with Al. Ninos like the Marlins Brewers under 6. Jay was on Houston, laid the 4 against Tulane. Brad was on San Diego State plus 6.5 against Boise State. Jovan here with the alternate line first half. UCLA Bruins minus 1.5 points at plus 140. Alternate line first half here against Washington. Brian was on the Braves plus 110 against the Mets. Here's Rod's pick. He's en route to this game, so you knew he'd have a pick for you. Oilers on the puck line minus 1.5 goals, plus 135 here against the Flames. And yours truly here on the Giants minus 130 against the Diamondbacks. All right, Javon, other than your pick, which one do you like the best?
Yeah, I like I'm gonna take a shot with Houston. You know, take advantage of that quarterback being out for Tulane. So, you know, I'm gonna jump on that.
I'm going to jump there on the Houston, and I'm going to jump on there with you. Yeah, I'm going to jump there with you. Yeah, the Houston Cougars there. I had talked about that in that talk here we had with Jay. One of the things I like the fact that they're home and really tough schedule strength there in Tulane. A lot of those numbers were they put up against bad teams, and of course on the road they're gaining 100 yards less and giving up 100 yards more on the road this season. All right, that'll do it for this edition of the Drive Thru, guys. Be sure to tune in again on Monday live at 6 Eastern time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring in our cappers in from Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place, and we'll give out free picks for the games on Monday. And don't forget, it gets started every day. And this weekend's a great one here with the morning show at 10 a.m. Eastern time. You got Mitch, you got Rod, you've got Chris, and of course, and a lot of the drive-through cappers will join them with a lot of free picks here from the college football card here on Saturday and from NFL on Sunday as well. So you guys want to make sure you tune in for that. Javon will also be part of the mix there. And don't forget the video series. We have Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes, Javon's parlay of the day, Romanelli with the rundown from Major League Baseball and NFL, as well as we've got the MMA show with Rod and with Brad and Mills. And of course, we've got the college football show up there right now, a full board a breakdown with Mitch and Chris and Romanelli. And also they did the same thing with the NFL, all games on the board rundown with Mitch, Big Al, and Jay. So a lot of video series up there over at Pick Dogs. More to come. There's something in the works here for the NHL here with Chris and Rod. They committed to it. They've turned into the show, but they're just going to come up with a format, how they want to do it. They might do a full rundown like Romanelli. They're still deciding how they want the format to go, but make sure you guys subscribe to the channel because there's a lot of video coverage here, a lot of free picks on the channel. Like and subscribe, set notifications so when these videos drop or the live shows go live, you get notified and you can join us in on the action. All right, looks like I'll give one more peek to see if Rod made it. Nope, still no Rod. Hope he has a good time at the game tonight between the Oilers and the Flames. So that's going to do it for the show tonight. Go ahead and wave goodbye to you guys. We're going to bring the crew in. Wave goodbye to you guys. You guys have a great night. We'll talk with you again here